Yo, what is going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we've got another theory / discussion video to share with you guys. And today it's going to be all around everybody's favourite villain, Kaguya Otsutsuki. Now then, let's be honest, I personally think it's quite obvious that this is going to happen, but I've actually spoke to quite a few people who think that the idea of this is just downright crazy. And that's the fact that I'm pretty certain Kaguya will make an appearance again in Boruto because, well, for a start, there was no real need for her to be at the end of Naruto if that wasn't the case. You know, she was hardly an elegant character, if that's the right word. You know, she has a ton of haters. So many people hate her from the fact that they say they ruined the ending. There's no need for her. The way she came about was just downright stupid, and it's all fair criticism. But I think when you think of it, that she was introduced to kind of be that stepping stone into the Boruto series, because if you think about it, without her, I don't know how much of a Boruto series there would actually be, because obviously she introduced kind of the whole Otsutsuki clan that obviously Boruto is so tied into. So with her, now she didn't die at the end of Naruto, as we know, she was only sealed away. So with her possibility of returning in Boruto, it's highly likely, considering she isn't dead and only sealed away. For any of you that don't know, basically Kaguya was sealed inside of a Chubaku Tensei, like a six-path Chubaku Tensei by Naruto and Sasuke. The only way, as far as I'm aware, and this might be wrong, I'm not too sure, I tried to look it up, but this is all I could find. The only way to release her from this Chubaku Tensei is with the use of a Rinnegan. Now, I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that, because that to me sounds so just too simple. But if that's the case, then obviously Sasuke, for a start, he will be able to summon her back at some point if needed. Now, I don't think this will be what happens, but we obviously see Urashiki now has a Rinnegan going, so maybe he'll be the one to summon her back. I'm not too sure, but for the sake of this theory discussion, I'm going to go with the whole, it'll be, if anyone, Sasuke that brings her back. For a start, why would Kaguya need to be brought back into the series? Now, this is going to be, it's a bit of a long shot, because in order for this theory to be true, I also need another theory to kind of come into fruition, and that is the idea of another war breaking out. Now, in my opinion, I do feel like there's every chance of another war in the Boruto series, and personally, what I would like to see at least is actually a three-way battle, not good guys versus bad guys like we had in Shippuden. I want a three-way battle between, you know, the Shinobi and all the good guys, the Otsutsuki clan, and then the Kara organization. Personally, I think that'd be an insane war arc, because it would be similar to the OG Naruto in that arc, but at the same time, a whole new take on it. But I don't want to talk too much about the war, but just to let you guys know, in order for this Kaguya theory to become a thing, I would also need a war to break out, or something of the sorts anyway. But if there was a war against both the Kara organization and the Otsutsuki, the Shinobi world would be at a bit of a disadvantage. Obviously, they'd have Boruto and his Karma Seal, but Kara would have Kawaki, and then Otsutsuki, well, they're Otsutsuki, you know. The seal is, the Karma Seal is an Otsutsuki ability. How useful that would be against an Otsutsuki member, we're yet to see. So, I think straight away it's safe to say that the Shinobi are at a bit of a disadvantage, especially if Naruto and Sasuke do die. But for the sake of the series, again, I don't think they're dead. They might be on the brink of death, which is very, very possible. That could still work. But I would imagine they'd be at a disadvantage, and if anything, kind of last in this war. You know, they were on the back end of the enemy attacks and not in a good position. So then, the Otsutsukis, like I said, they're a literal entire clan of gods. The Kara, we know, are Otsutsuki level, meaning they're also the level of gods. And once we find out more about Jigen, whether or not he is actually a god, and Kawaki with his abilities, etc., etc., the Shinobi Alliance, we'll call them the Shinobi Alliance, would need to call upon their own god. Now, obviously, Naruto and Sasuke essentially are god tier, but if they're on the brink of death, that's when I reckon they could summon Kaguya, something along those lines. Another theory which I want to quickly say is, if Sasuke is indeed actually sealed away by Kawaki, not killed, maybe he could be sent to the same place as Kaguya, and maybe they can have a little one-to-one and somehow break free of a Shubaku Tensei, something like that, but I'm not too sure. But regardless, I think she'll be summoned back by Naruto and Sasuke, mostly Sasuke as he's the one with the Rinnegan, but I think this time round she'd return as good, and the reasoning for that is, obviously, she first didn't have any problems with humans. She adored humans. She loved living alongside them. She loved the earth, and it's because one day, years and years ago in Shinobi history, the humans turned against her and viewed her as this like witch essentially, and that tarnished her perspective on the human race. Now, after the battle versus, obviously, you know, at the end of Shippuden, I believe when she's being sealed away, there's actually a tear that comes from her eye. Now, when she's summoned back in Boruto, I feel as though she will have learned how far the Shinobi world has come since she was originally sealed away by her two sons. And for that reason, I think she'll come to respect, and her love for the human race will be relit in a way. And once she learns what's going on with whatever Kara's plans are, in the latest chapter actually we got to see that Kara are going to bring terror upon the world. In what form that is, we're not too sure as of yet at the time of recording this video, but whenever she learns of whatever Kara's goal is, and the fact that the Otsutsuki clan are involved in this, and whatever their goal is, obviously at the minute we know they want power, blah blah blah. Once she learns this, because she obviously loves the human race, if the Kara are doing something to try and destroy that world she essentially created, you know, with the whole chakra and stuff, that would give her a reason to stop Kara. If we know for a fact she doesn't agree or like the Otsutsuki clan and the way it's run, so that's why she actually fled from the clan to planet Earth. If she finds out that they're also involved, I think that sets up more than enough reasons for her to be on the good side and side with the Shinobi Alliance in this war, and I think that'd be needed if they were to win this, because I would like to see a good Otsutsuki. Obviously we've got Toneri. Where Toneri will be at this point, I honestly have zero idea, but basically I think the whole idea of having a clan of gods versus an organisation at the same level of said clan of gods, and then the Shinobi Alliance maybe with Sasuke and Naruto summoning Kaguya as their like dying breath or something like that, then we'd have Boruto or the new generation and a literal goddess. Personally, I think that'd be badass as hell to have Kaguya come back as a good character, because having her come back, obviously her being a bad character, a villain, didn't work out, because essentially she wasn't a villain. She's always been, you know, one of the good guys. So seeing her come back in Boruto, like when she first when she first appeared on planet Earth, personally I'd love to see it. I think it's needed to continue Kaguya's role and arc, because obviously her one in Naruto was all over the place, and for that reason she has so many haters. So with her appearing in Boruto. It gives her a chance to redeem herself, essentially. But guys, that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in another video. But until then, peace. Every Saturday, rap it back, Mr. Magic on the mall.